We are all impacted by the negative news these days and by the negativities happening in the world. And as Gurudev says, a small speck of disturbance, it disturbs everybody. So in the same way, our positivity by chanting the divine's name and the collective consciousness that we create by chanting together will definitely have a very sublime and a very subtle impact on the consciousness of everyone and bring in that peace, much required peace and happiness. So I'm a very firm believer that this collective consciousness, the collective sankalpa works, and it's much more stronger than the negativity that we see around in today's world. So thank you, OVBI, thank you, Preeti for this beautiful initiative, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to lead today's session. I'm honored.
You're very welcome. We are very happy to have you.
Thank you. I know we start with Om Namashivaya chanting and then leads into Devi Kavacham. So I just wanted to share my experience with Om Namashivaya chanting. I was introduced to this chanting by Gurudev, and a few things that really have significance when we chant. Whether you like chanting or not, whether you believe in it or not, there are certain scientific facts that we cannot ignore about chanting. Few of them is, when you do repetitive chanting of Sanskrit verses or Guru's words or Guru's Bani, what it does to your mind is it brings your mind inward. All the disturbances, all the thoughts that we have, our mind has a very fast pace and it goes in all directions. And when we do repetitive chanting, it conditions the mind to go inward. We go inward, and then we connect to the infinite consciousness within us. And that is the source of all the energy for us, all the positive energy. It brings us back to our natural self. And I find it's very helpful. It brings my mind into a very calm and meditative state. And I'm able to connect with my inner self with this chanting. And Gurudev says, most of the chanting that we do, sometimes we don't understand the meanings, but we still chant. And Gurudev says, Sanskrit is a very ancient language, and our consciousness is also very ancient. So when we chant Sanskrit, when we chant the shlokas, when we do satsang, when we do kirtan, our consciousness connects with it. Because our consciousness is so old, so ancient, and these ancient chants, there's a connection between us, our soul, and these chants. Even though our mind may not grasp it, mind may not understand it, but the soul will understand, the heart will connect to it. And Om Namashivaya is one such beautiful mantra which anyone can do, irrespective of your age, place, background. Om Namashivaya can be chanted by everyone, and Om Namashivaya has lots of benefits. I can't really talk about all the benefits, just to touch on a few. Just that motivates, benefits always motivates our mind, So to bring the mind to a place where we start chanting, there are a lot of benefits. And one of the benefits is, Gurudev says, Om Namashivaya impacts all the elements. We are made of 5 elements, Panchabhuta, earth, air, fire, water, ether, and it harmonizes all those elements. So it has a direct impact on our physical health and on our mind as well. Takes us inside, takes us inward. And it's a very beautiful chant, very easy to do, doesn't take a lot of time. Some mantras, some shlokas, you really need to sit for hours, but not for Om Namashivaya. You can do it very easily. You can sit morning or evening and then do it. It doesn't take a lot of time, very easy. And Gurudev, I've also heard him saying that if there is any planetary inflictions, people are suffering from planetary afflictions, and to find relief from those planetary influences, Om Namashivaya is a very powerful mantra. And with very least effort, you can get a lot of benefits. I can't really talk about the benefits. I feel, when we do this chanting, when we take the Lord's name, the Divine's name, we do it with bhav. Bhav is very important. And that bhav of gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of love, the feeling of connection and belongingness is very, very important, more than what we think about the benefits. And when we do it with bhav, that is what brings us all the benefits. If you see children, how much, like I see my 6-year-old daughter, how much life she puts into the dolls when she's playing. The dolls become living. Like, she has names for them and she has roles and they talk to each other. She's talking, but it's actually the role. Different dolls are talking to each other. That is her bhav, that is her innocence, the bhav, the belongingness that she has with the dolls and the toys. Same thing we have to do with the divine. When we have the same bhav, when we have the same feeling of belongingness and connectedness, that really brings all the benefits to us. Right? Sometimes people feel, I'm doing, but I don't feel. That's because sometimes they miss that gratitude, that love, and that belongingness. So that is about Om Namashivaya. My personal experience has been very good. I really like doing Om Namashivaya chants every day. And then I know in this time, there's a lot of, because of coronavirus and the environment that we are living in today, there is a lot of fear. And rightly so, because we are facing this pandemic and it can impact anyone. Rightly so, people have fear. People are concerned about the well-being of their family, their friends, and even the whole world is impacted. Economy is impacted, and it's a time where there's a lot of despair, and there's a lot of frustration and a lot of fear, right? So, and I know Gurudev had suggested that we listen to Devi Kavacham, and it is so appropriate and so beautiful. I personally think, that nobody protects like a mother. Like nobody can argue, right? Nobody can say that when you are under the protection of mother, you have nothing to fear. And the Adi Shakti is the mother, the Jagat Janani, the one who has given birth to this whole creation, the one who has created this, the Jagat Janani, the Adi Shakti. That is a manifestation of the eternal consciousness. When Sikhism we say Akal Purakh, the one that has no name, no form, no shape, you can only feel, right? That eternal consciousness gave us the Adi Shakti. And Adi Shakti has different facets or different aspects. And there is a lot shastras have been written. I'm not an expert, but as a son, as a loving bhakta, as a loving seeker of mother's love, what I feel is that the three aspects, which is Lakshmi, Durga, and Saraswati. Lakshmi broadly I translated to nourishment or upkeep. Durga I broadly, roughly translated to protection, energy, right? And Saraswati, I very broadly, like there are much more deeper meanings, but very broadly, I translate it to knowledge, education, evolution, right? So all these three aspects is present in every mother of this world, right? When a birth happens, a new life comes into being. Who's the one who nourishes? It's a mother, right? Without the mother, child cannot survive. Who's the one who teaches the first letters, the first vowels, the first steps to the child is the mother. That is the Saraswati aspect of the Saraswati. And who is the one who protects? You see how a mother protects a baby and the baby has nothing to fear when the baby is mother's lap. That is the aspect of Durga. And you will see these aspects are not only in the mothers of human species. This aspect exists in the mothers of all the species of the world. Even the smallest species of the world have these three aspects. I have seen so many movies on social media, a small little mice was fighting a big snake to protect her children. And she won. Then there's another movie I saw, a bird was hatching her eggs, and a big thresher was coming, and they were recording it. She didn't flinch an inch and spread her wings out to protect the eggs. She did not fear the big machinery that was overcoming her. And this aspect comes from the Adi Shakti, the Adi Mother. The Jagat Janani gives all these aspects. These are elements, these are the energies to all the mothers of the world. So when we have the protection of the mother, who can harm us? Nobody, right? And even in the Shastras, they say how the Devas, when they were troubled by the Rakshasas, how they invoked Mother Shakti to protect them. And it was only Mother Shakti that could fight the Rakshasas. So that energy, that's present in all the mothers of the world. And when we do Devi Kavacham, we are invoking, we are asking the mother to protect us. And I personally have felt that hand, the protective loving hand of the Adi Shakti through my mother, and in many other ways, in that female aspects, And even in Guru Granth Sahib, there is a verse in Japji Sahib, which says, Eka Mai Jugat Vihai, Tin Chele Parvan, Ik Sansari, Ik Pandari, Ik Lai Divan, Jiv Tis Pave, Tiv Chalaye, Jiv Hove Farman. So basically how I understand these lines is that there is one Adi Shakti, Eka Mai. And from that Adi Shakti, all the Devi and Devtas have come. All the creation has come. And with Devi Kavacham, we are invoking that Mother Divine, the Adi Shakti, to protect us. And when we are doing that, we have no reason to fear. And
how wonderful.
Yes.
How wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful knowledge you shared. And so, a lot of our chanters are using their break in the day to actually chant with us. So thank you for the beautiful knowledge.
So we can start chanting, sure. I understand we have limited time. So
yes, we would love to listen to knowledge. It's so, draws you in and so much to learn. But yes, thank you.
Yeah, sorry if I may have gone over time, but I just can't hold myself back when I talk about the Adi Shakti and the Mother Divine.
Wonderful.
It just comes out. So sorry about that. But I think, so would we like to start doing our chants?
Yes,